I was gonna ask you, just how excited are you for another season opener? Like just to be in this situation and playing again.
Um, I'm I'm like a little kid today. It's like the hard work you put in through training camp, being away from the fam, focusing in on honing the craft. You do all that to get to game week. At the final preseason game, you're just like, get me to week one. We're in week one now, so it's a good place to be in. I think we got phenomenal talent on the team. I think we have great leaders on the team. I think we have great players on this team, and all we have to do is realize our greater potential and go capitalize. Please, let's capitalize on potential.
As an apparently future member of the football media, how do you feel about the level of media attention nationally devoted to this team?
I mean, there's so many people with either a podcast or a streaming platform at this point. Isn't everybody a future media somebody? But at this point, all I can say is I'm so focused on our team and what we can do. I could care less about what outside perception is or whatever it is. When I see guys like Nathan Shepard getting out the stack at practice, 30 practices in training camp, and continue giving that effort, you get re-inspired. When I see guys like Colin Sanders giving it all, and he's already won a championship with the Kansas City Chiefs. He's over here and he's still doing things the right way. It just re-inspires. You see AK. I don't even know what year this is. It feels like AK's been a consummate pro since he's touched the league. He's this year eight for him, and it feels like he's been a pro for as long as I've been a pro. When I look at guys like Double D, who looks leaner and faster than I think I've ever seen him this past week in practice, I'm just re-inspired. All to say, can't wait for Sunday.
The same time, like, did you enjoy getting an opportunity to clap back a little bit at Amon Ra St. Brown?
Yeah, man. And Amon Ra is great person, great dude, great young player. Just got paid. Love that for him. Of course, his brother's here, so had to go ahead and bless the pod. And Equinamus to answer the question that he just didn't have enough time to hit the city. Don't talk to somebody who's been there a couple of weeks. Talk to somebody who's been there a decade and change. I can put you on the spots that you need too.
So
Shout out Zimmer Seafood.
You've been in the league a little bit longer than AK though. So how do you feel physically?
Is that true?
We know you were a little bit banged up last year, but how do you feel?
Right. I'm so thankful that I'm not banged up right now. I'm so grateful that I've had the opportunity to take the field with our D line. You talk about Chase, Grando, Brian Brzee. We just brought in Big J Ara from the. Are they the Commanders this year? They change every 2 or 3 years.
The Commanders.
Okay, cool. And the Battle Commanders.
Sensitivity.
Okay, cool. All right. So when you bring in these guys that want to work, I'm overly excited to be a part of it.
What's the challenge with it's going to be a new offense for Carolina? You played Bryce Young last year, but it's obviously a new offense. What's the challenge early on?
Darn near a whole new offensive line for sure. New OC, everything's sort of different. And at the same time, it's about us. So we got to go ahead and play our calls. We have to play our techniques. We have to focus on what we know we can be successful at.
Besides 2017, when you all have gotten off the fast starts, at least during your tenure, it's turned out well. When you haven't, it hasn't always. Is it important to maybe get off looking at the schedule? Again, not based on what teams did last year, but knowing that you are facing some pretty formidable teams early.
Absolutely. I think there's some strong tests. Again, Carolina's revamped their whole offense. We'll see what changes have been made when we get in the game. It's the great thing about week one is you're so full of energy, you can't wait to hit the field. The worst part about week one is there's no such thing as like a true game plan because you're expecting to see things, but you can't game plan off of a preseason. Preseason, you're getting rudimentary, elementary, vanilla stuff. You're getting, hey, we want to see guys play the right way to see if they're part of, we want to be one of us versus, hey, this is our playbook. Come get this first 15, So we'll have to see what happens Sunday. I'm excited about that part.
How often is week one like kind of have some surprises for you guys?
All the time?
Yeah.
It's week one.
Right.
I mean, there's no such thing as, being married to a game plan. There's ability to change as plays are happening.
You remember one?
Jesus, no. I barely remember last season. We put that in the rearview mirror, and I'm so focused on this season. Last season, I remember being hurt, and I was like, that sucked. And we won't do that again. Knock on wood.
What's your all-time, any game you played in that you were like, holy crap, I've never seen this before? You guys had to adjust.
That's a great question. Probably Jalen Hurts' first game he took over?
First start.
Yeah, for his first start versus us because you didn't have any game plan. So you had a game plan, but then you had to alter that game plan, Now 4 years later, he's been hit multiple times. So now there's tape on that. Like that's what you look for. Like, okay, I can game plan him. These young quarterbacks, the ones that you know don't really know, probably have to alter it. Probably had to alter Bryce the first time we played him on that it was a night game, Thursday night game, Sunday night game.
Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night, Monday
was a
night,
Monday
Monday
night.
night. It was a
Monday
night
night
game, you know. It was one of those that you again have a game plan, and sometimes you have to make those adjustments because with new quarterbacks, you similarly have to. It's like before that, prior to that, to be the first time you were facing Joe Flacco, and then Lamar Jackson came in for the option situation. You have a game plan. Sometimes you got to switch that game plan up.